We are back with the old 2004 Dodge Ram 1500 Hemi, and I believe this is going to fit the bill for anything from 2002 to 2005. Essentially what our issue is we can hear the blower motor blowing, and we have just the faintest amount of air actually coming out of the vent. Leads me to believe some sort of air door actuator issue. And before we go out and purchase anything, we're gonna actually take this one apart and see what we can find. I've done a little bit of research, and it seems like instead of switching out an actuator, one of the actual doors breaks. I'm gonna rip that apart and let's see what we got. All right, so there's our blower motor. We're gonna take off the screws. I'm assuming they're in a circle around this guy. And then we've got one plug right here. And above that guy is gonna be the little door that flaps. I believe it's for inside versus outside air. And something about it breaking causes it to lose all the pressure. Well, that's interesting. That's a little different. No way. That's crazy. So blower motor appears to be fine. I might turn it on so you guys can watch it. But in here, there's a door, and that door is no longer attached to anything. Yeah, attached to nothing. So when it was running, I could hear the blower motor going. It felt like it was working, but it wasn't getting any pressure to the actual vent. Sometimes it's a resistor blower issue where the blower's not pushing enough or not running at the right pace, whatever it may be. And that's what I thought maybe was the case here, or maybe one of the air doors, because it's pretty common for one of the actuators to go on all of these boxes throughout every vehicle. And I was ready to rip this box out, which is probably about a 6-hour job. And I'm glad that I did not start that process, and I went on YouTube and saw a couple videos. But yeah, there's a flap. And from what I can see, in the up position, it's gonna take inside air and reuse inside air. From the down position, it's gonna use outside air. But I'm gonna try to figure it out and see if I can make it work. Because that was 3 bolts, and then the 2 videos I watched, the one guy pulled the door out, and then the other video, the guy taped the door up. I don't know what's gonna be best here. I would like it to recirculate inside air, because that is gonna be colder than the outside air. Okay, let's see. Maybe, I don't know, we'll find out. So yeah, most likely pops in on that side, pops in on that side, and this side just breaks off. So that's no good anymore. With the door out, we can see that's most likely our cabin filter, and it looks pretty gross, and I don't know how to get to it without removing the box. I want this thing to go right back there. So how can I get a self tapper in that thing to block off outside air? Wow, you can see all of that through these holes right here. Who would have thunk? Interesting. Okay, we're working with something. I don't know what, but we're working with something. So my plan is to put a screw right here and then put it up in place, and then come through the vent up at the top here and screw it in right there. And then if that works, maybe one catty corner down here, because I can access where I need to just from this hole right here, which I believe is actually the intake for the interior air. little piece of electrical tape, maybe that'll help it stay on there. And we're gonna jam it back in there. That's the filter right there, and that's essentially what we're gonna cover up here. And if you can see on the top left corner of that thing, that little white line is like the stud for the door, and there's just a little bit of overlap right there to where I can screw in the panel with it being in the corner right there. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know how much you're gonna see of it, but that's what's going on here. And I'll let you look up my hole while I do it. I'm gonna need a longer screw. All right, we've replaced it with this guy, and that should do better. And I'm only imagining with this thing now missing all of the foam it came with, not gonna be nearly as efficient. Now I just need to get that started and stuck. That's the flap. Currently it's in the position, I believe it's blocking the outside air. And if you can see from the shot, I've got the screw right there on the top left. I don't believe I'm gonna put another one in. It appears to be on there. I mean, one in the bottom corner there would do well, but the problem, I don't have any more access than that one that I put in over here. And we did lose one of the rungs on the little, I don't know, guard here, but who cares? We're gonna throw that blower back on there, and I think we've got it. I'll let you know how the air feels. Let's see how she does. Oh yeah, we've got air. It's coming out. I can feel it. All right, let's get this thing, let's get it out of the garage before we die. Yes. All right, we've got cold AC. It is working beautifully. Now, we did this. The outside air is not going to work, but you're gonna reuse inside air, and it's gonna be much colder, and it's gonna stay cold because you're using inside air. Now, if you'd like to use outside air, you're gonna have to do something different. It's gonna take a lot more money, a lot more time, and a lot more effort. So, we'll see you on the next one.